Hello, and welcome to 5 Validation. If this is your first contact with validation, don't worry, we'll do our best to explain it in a simple and clear way. What is validation? In the life sciences industry, validation is the process of demonstrating that systems, equipment, and processes perform as expected according to their intended use. Validation in these companies is essential and mandatory because it ensures safety, quality, and compliance with the health authority regulations of each country. It is a continuous process of documenting the current state, recording and analyzing all changes that occur over time. Validation is living and dynamic. It is performed today and must always be kept up to date. Important: validating a system only once and failing to maintain it properly can result in major nonconformities. This may put the company's good manufacturing practices, GMP, certification at risk and impact business operations. In addition, all the time and money invested in the validation effort may be lost, requiring the entire process to start again from the beginning. Throughout the life cycle of a medicinal product, for example, there are different types of validation, such as computerized system validation, equipment and utilities qualification, IT infrastructure qualification, information technology, and OT, operational technology, which in practice refers to industrial automation, spreadsheets, process validation, cleaning validation, transport validation, among others. All types of validation have one thing in common. They generate documented evidence demonstrating that everything is compliant. Each type has its own specific guidelines and processes. If you are not yet familiar with Agile validation, let me explain it in a simple and practical way. Go5 is not just paperless, it is also Agile. What does that mean in practice? The Go5 system breaks validation documents down into items. Each requirement, risk, specification, and test becomes a separate item with its own version control. When a change occurs that impacts validation, a change control, CC, must be opened. This may result in replacing a test performed in the original validation or adding a new test. If a test is modified, Go5 replaces the previous version while maintaining full traceability, linking the change control number to the updated item, provided it is properly referenced when generating the new version. If during an inspection, documentation is requested, you can feel more confident because the documentation presented will already contain all tests fully updated. This is very different from paper-based validation with version control at the document level, where in order to avoid retesting the entire script for every change, you need to present the original validation binder and remember which change controls modified specific tests. This approach creates data integrity risks, because the original validation file often remains formally valid, even though certain tests inside it have been invalidated by change controls that are not always clearly organized to demonstrate the obsolescence of the original tests. In traditional, document-based validation, it is common to have one initial validation followed by dozens of addendums, often creating data integrity concerns, something that has increasingly been questioned by inspectors. Here is a figure that helps illustrate what we are explaining in this section. Go5 is a platform similar to Agile software development tools such as Jira, which are highly effective at organizing team activities through cards, sprints, backlogs, and continuous deliveries. The key difference is that you do not move cards. Instead, we manage the status and version of validation items. In the traditional waterfall model, a validation document typically has a single version. Each requirement, risk, and test usually follows that same version. In Agile, item-based validation, we work in iterative cycles, sprints, and releases. The major difference is that deliverables can have different versions within the same document. For example, a test document may contain version 2 tests within the same PDF alongside version 1 tests. Each test is individually traceable, even if it was approved at different times or linked to different sprints, which may form validation phases that can be released when it makes business sense. And most importantly, all of this is fully compliant with 21 CFR Part 11. Agile validation is accepted and recommended by the FDA and by several ISPE guidelines. It is important to be open to this shift in mindset. This is the time to adopt a new way of thinking about and conducting validation.